Hey there! Today I'm going to talk about this pen by Serwex. If you have seen my video on the Airmail Quality 78JT, this pen, then you will remember probably that I got this for free when I got that pen. So it's a nice enough pen. I'll do a review of it, and here we go. Okay, so it's not a huge pen, but it looks nice, I think. It's a simple design, but it works. The cap, you get this nice little pyramid type of thing on top, which I enjoy. I always think that's kind of funny. The clip is pretty smooth, works well. Then on the cap you have these two metal bands. They seem to be real metal bands, not. They also seem to be molten in some way. I cannot see them on the inside of the cap, so I'm still wondering whether this is real metal or whether it's painted on, but it feels like real metal. So it's interesting. The cap screws on, which I enjoy. You can't accidentally slip it off. When we come to the pen, it has this yellow ink window, but it works very well. It really shows you how much ink is left in the pen. The nib is fine. I would actually say it's pretty much extra fine. It lays down a nice fine line. That sounded weird, but it's true. And the feed and the nib are friction fit, so you can actually just pull them out, which is great for cleaning purposes. The nib looks gold. I'm pretty sure it's not gold plated. It says iridium point, so you're never really sure what kind of material that is, but in any case, it's smooth enough. It is not the smoothest nib I've ever used, but I've smoothed it out a bit myself, and it works very fine. It's not annoyingly scratchy or anything. It is a piston filler, so you unscrew this thing. It's not really a blind cap, I guess, but you do actually use it to operate the piston. You can see the piston in there. Now it retreats, or retracts, and now it's back in there again. Works just fine. Cleaning it is easy because you pull out the feed and the nib, flush in some water, and you're done. So you cannot, at least I was unable to remove the piston unit, so I could not actually take this out, but cleaning is pretty easy. So for a pen that I got for free, I was pretty impressed. It's not that bad, and I don't even think it looks that bad. The gray it's a very typical shade of gray, but I like it. So anything I don't like about the pen? Well, nice size. When you post it, it's a perfect size. It's nice and light. I like heavier pens, but this one is comfortable to use. It's not so small that it's annoying for people with larger hands. Nice pen. If I could complain about one thing, I would say that perhaps the nib could be a little smoother, but it's fun to try and smooth it out yourself, so I have no issues with this pen. So, I'll do a writing sample next, and that's it. So I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Okay, so here we go, writing with this Serwex pen. Yeah, this is weird. That should have been an X, sorry. Serwex. I'm somewhat pronouncing it a German way. I'm not exactly sure how you should pronounce it. In any case, Serwex, the nib is fine, and the ink is Waterman South Sea whatever. I call it whatever because these names regularly change. I don't know. This one still says South Sea, but it's this type of color. Okay, let's do some writing. Remember that this nib was smoothed by me. You may still hear some feedback from the paper. And I do feel a bit when I write, but in that direction especially, but it's not as bad as it was. I'll just wipe the pen there to make sure there's no paper residue in there that would give an unfairly broad line. Okay, so writing is in fact fairly smooth. It is perhaps a somewhat scratchy nib, but I can improve that a bit further, I think, and it is not annoyingly scratchy. And as you can see, the flow is very good. There is no skipping or skidding. It's a very light pen, but I'm applying no pressure here, and it just writes, so that's a very good thing. You just saw me do some, I always call that coloring, to try and see how even the patch of ink is that the nib lays down. As you can see, it is very even. It's quite wet for such a fine nib, so I really like this, actually. The nib is simple. I'll try to do a bit of a close-up there. Lighting isn't ideal. Let's do it this way. You probably can't see that much detail on it, but it's very nice. Gold-colored, simple, but I like it. Okay, let's check out the flex appeal of this pen. Well, there is some. Not extremely pronounced, but it is a fine nib, and it's not that bad. And after this, pushing the ink feed a bit, it still writes very pleasantly. Let's do some quick writing to test that ink feed. Not being legible, just being fast, and as you can see, the ink feed keeps up really well. Still writing. Okay, so a nice pen, and considering I got this for free, I'm even more surprised. A piston filler, an ink window, a fairly smooth nib, nothing wrong with that. So very nice. I hope this was useful, and I thank you for watching. Bye bye.